Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
I have to get plugged in here. A second. Oh my goodness. What a Tuesday. My baby is sick and is having a hard time, and the boys will not go to sleep. So somebody is likely to crash your meeting at some point. How is everybody?
Doing good.
Megan, your post was beautiful.
You like that?
I did. Made me tear up, and you look gorgeous. That photo is amazing.
Thanks.
Like,
to get some nice light today for like the first time ever. It's cloudy in Arizona.
yeah, it's perfect. Perfect. So, who's all on? Hi, Brenda. How are ya? You at work?
Yeah.
How's it going? Good day?
Yeah, long day.
Yeah. Hi, Sue.
Hi.
Sabrina, Fallon, Whitney. Y'all, I have to confess that it's hard for me to even choose to come to my own Zoom call when Allison Dalkey is talking. So if y'all feel the same way, we'll get to watch it after we do our Zoom. She's just, it's something about her, right? We all have those aha moments that change like the trajectory of our business. And I feel like Allison's was mine. It's one reason that I love and share her so much. And her aha moment for me was she had done a spring sprint. I didn't see it live, but she had done a spring sprint. And I saw this video of it, and it was about why you would bless people with the opportunity. And so she's talking about recruiting and the opportunity. And she basically was like, why wouldn't you tell everybody about this? Like, it's just mean. And it was like, we do a lot of times we're just like, will you please, like, pretty please host, or like, oh my gosh, like if you would be on my team, like, oh my gosh. It's like, no, dang it. Like, I have an opportunity here that could literally make you 6 figures in 5 years, or however much work you want to put into it. That's how long it will take. But I have this opportunity, and I feel like if once we can get there, once we can arrive there and really believe that that's a possibility, then I think that's when recruiting comes a little bit more natural. And a lot of times it is a fake it till you make it. I think that's what I did a lot in the beginning. I remember in the beginning a lot when I literally knew nothing. I remember people asking me like, oh, are you a director? And I was always really confused about that. And even in recent years, I always get oh, wait, you're not a superstar director. Like, why aren't you here? And I think I'm not speaking to anything that I've done. I think that it's just, it's how you have to work in this business. Like, you have to fake it till you make it. You have to act the part you want to be if that's what you want to be. If you want to be a director, there was 11 of you that chose on the Firefly survey that you wanted to be a director, and several are you here. If you want to be a director, you have to act like a director today. You don't wait until you become a director and then all of a sudden like, oh crap, what does a director do? What does being a director mean? And then you get freaked out because you think it's this huge thing. No. If you decide today, like, I'm going to be a director, then act the part. Do all of the things a director does, so that whenever that day does come, it's completely seamless, and it's meant to be.
Okay.
Right.
Why did McDonald's toys not working?
You don't even know that you were not a director in the first place. Act the part that you want to be. If you want to be a director, then act. I went through all of that survey. Do y'all want to know some of that survey stuff? Maybe a couple of survey things were kind of cool. Okay, so I'm going to read from here. Okay, before I tell you that, so has trello? No. Oh man, I have something fun to tell you. Okay, let me close out these um, 20 windows I have open. Okay, so I'll tell you about Trello in a minute, but that's how I'm organizing all this information. So on the question of what motivates people the most, number one was pies and fill-ins that aren't business related. So coffee, cookies, gifts. Number two was Firefly group trainings and posts and ideas, which that was really cool, guys. That was,
Come on, let's go. Get out. Get your shoes on.
I think as a leader, sometimes you don't get that feedback much. And so sometimes you don't know if what you're doing is good or bad or right or wrong or inspirational or otherwise. And so that really helps me to know that it is a good culture. It's a good place for you to be. So I appreciate everyone who answered that. And that was cool to see that the same number of you feel like that is your greatest motivation, the group page, as any other incentive or whatnot that you can get. One of the other ones was, that's interesting, I won't read them all to you, our weakest areas, and one of those we're going to talk about tonight. So number one, who can guess what everybody's number one weakest area is? Somebody?
Recruiting.
I know you knew it. Yep, recruiting.
I was on mute. I had to find it.
78% of you said recruiting. And so we are going to be talking more and more about that one. But tonight we're going to talk about the second one, which is booking parties. 40% of you said booking parties was your weakest area, which again, that's why I do these surveys. That was surprising to me. I didn't know that that is, above getting consistent PRV or even over fundraisers or events or any of the other items that we put on there. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. And then that one's actually super interesting for you. I loved this idea of the non-core items for an ambassador program. And we had a lot of different ideas on there. I don't know if you guys remember, but I asked what organically most excites you? Is it interior design? Is it self-help, motivation, training your brain stuff? Exercise, understanding the direct correlation between physical and mental health and motivation, unique features of a product, health, fragrance notes, personal branding, color, business, books and reading, direct sales industry, tips, and social media trending. What I think is interesting about that is two things. One is we had almost equal representation on almost everything. Interior design and self-help were at the top, but everything else was really spread out, which means that we have a really good foundation in our group of people that are interested in these different things. Secondly, use those, and I'll be sharing this information soon so you can use them. Use those as basis of things that you can use in your VIP group or on your business page to talk about. So when you're struggling to figure out what's something new or interesting that I can share with my people that I'm not already sharing somewhere else, and you can pull from this. So for example, color. So you might just go look at that, and that might spark something. Maybe you go and you start looking at research and seeing information about color, and maybe you post that the color of this year, if y'all don't know, I don't remember exactly what it's called. It's like a purple. I don't remember, it's called lilac or something, but Pantone always comes out with color of the year, and it's like a purple Pantone or whatever. So this next month's warmer is kind of like that purpley pink. So speak to the color in relation to one of our products. Speak color in relation to one of our bars that's color. That's that color. For color also, if you look at the psychology of color, there's a psychology of color of how you market, how you merchandise products, which is how you put them together. So I've shared it before. Search in the team page if you're interested in it, but you can display your products in a rainbow of colors and it be more pleasing to the eye, and it's proven that people will buy more stuff. So merchandising is a real thing. So once you look at these little topics, it's going to help sort of trigger your brain on some things that you can, maybe you don't know at the top of your head, but you can go and research. And there's so much stuff in each one of these. Like the health is Why isn't our soaps antibacterial? What are enzymes anyway? What is sulfate and phthalate free? Like, we always say that, but do we know what that actually means? Why don't we dive into that a little bit more, educate ourselves on what that means, and then go live in our VIP groups or on our business page and tell people that's not stuff they're getting anywhere else. And that stuff is good for people to know, right? Just those little like random facts and information. It's like, oh, I know as a consumer, I should look for non-sulfate and phthalate products, but do I really know why? And so if you can find those little sort of nuggets or Easter eggs of information in our product lines, then I think that's something that you can all really use in your VIP groups to best for too. And then speaking of VIP groups, I hope to start an event soon that is like a VIP group example page. So it might have posts like that we can all add to it. So it's almost like a VIP group, like share page for our group. And so like if you posted a really great post on your team page or on your VIP page about color, for example, then we can share that onto this event and then just have this really great collection of really great posts from our team. So I want to start doing that, but I'm going to need some help on everybody contributing to what you're good at, because again, we're all really even on the things that we can contribute. Okay, so people set their goal title. The most was director. We had 11 people who said that was where they wanted to be in 2018. And then we had lots of star, superstar, lead. And so we've got a lot of work to do. And you make director in the fall, in the spring, because everything that we do, we know will start to germinate, start to sprout, whatever analogy you want to use, in about 3 months. If you stop working your business, then you're going to see that effect in about 3 months. So if you start working it now, start putting that director hat on now and believing and just playing that part, then that is where you're going to end up in the fall. So making director doesn't start in the fall. Making director starts now. And your number one key, again, guys, for hitting that director mark, or even if you're looking at superstar consultant, the number one key to earning trips and to promoting this company is recruiting. The top 5 recruiters, I'm just talking to the screen. I can't see y'all. I hate that. I'm going to go back. Where's Zoom? So I can see y'all. Make sure that I'm actually talking to people. Oh, hi, y'all. Okay, so the top 5 recruiters for our entire group for all of 2017 were the 5 directors in our group. Sue, Fallon, Ariel, me, and Miriam. Those are the top 5. That's not a coincidence. And none of us were born recruiters. None of us were, and I can to say that some of those will say that a weakness of theirs is recruiting. It's something we always have to work on. It's something that we're always training ourselves on. I watched a training video on recruiting just yesterday, and that's one of my greatest skill sets, but it's because I have to work at it. I have to continue to educate myself. I have to continue to make connections. I have to continue to make my circle bigger, because you're going to recruit inside that circle, but you've got to keep growing or you're not going to have a circle to recruit from anymore. So you have to not only teach yourself how to recruit, but you have to continuously put in the work to figure out how to expand your network, expand the people that you're making connections with, expand your Facebook friends so that you have people that you can actually recruit, because we need people to buy from too, or people to buy from us too. That is something that, you can't really ever make the determination if they're going to be quality over quantity. But you can't trade Orville said this, you can't trade a really amazing customer for somebody who's going to just be a sucky consultant. If they don't want it, if they don't have a why, if they aren't like, if you're having to like beg and plead and, offer incentives, which obviously we can't do anyway, to get them to join, then it's not going to be something that is going to be good for either one of you. And I have to say, anybody that's ever joined that was a good customer of mine and then dropped off, all of a sudden they no longer use Scentsy anymore. It's this weird phenomenon. I don't understand what happens, but all of a sudden they never need Scentsy again. So let's see. Is there anything else on that I wanted to share? Anybody have any questions or anything to add to that? Okay, so Trello, it's Trello. It is about to be the most favorite thing in my life right now. So it's basically like a Pinterest board for your list. So if you love list making like me, you'll love this. So basically you can create boards that have specific titles, and then you can just keep drilling down in it. So for example, I had all these survey results, and it's like I could print those all out, I could write those all down. I don't have them in a good place where it makes sense that I can utilize those results. So I created a survey results board, and then on this board you can create different cards. So like I have everybody who said that they wanted to do director training with me, 20-minute coaching calls. I have that list. I have everybody, like what weakness is that you said, what's your weakness? I have that in a list. I have the non-core ambassadors, like who all said that they were into interior design or the mental health and focus or fragrance notes. So to have that quick reference, and then you can drill even further than that. Like you can click on that and you can add labels. I have a recruiting one, and this goes right along with what we're talking about. And so on this recruiting board, if you don't already have this, you need to get yourself in the back of your planner or a Trello board where you have an ongoing list of people who are interested in the opportunity, or people that have expressed interest, or people who you think would be amazing in the opportunity, or people that just fit, just kind of our core demographic for who we normally recruit or whatnot. So you can have that big long list, and then you can attach labels. So maybe in that recruiting list, maybe your labels are red for like you think they're super hot, or blue if they're like if they're cool. If it's maybe you've talked to them once about it or whatever, you can kind of decide what that is. But you can create labels, and then you can even do like I have an annual mentor board. There's a couple of awards that we can earn every year. That's the annual mentor award and the annual sales award. And for annual mentor, you need 14 certified recruits within the center. So the May through April. And so I can keep track on that. So I can have everybody's names, and then I can also have labels on them. Are they certified? Did they hit shooting star? Did they whatnot? The other thing that you can do, speaking of recruiting, is that how you have those same conversations with all of your new recruits. You can sort of create that sequence of conversations and include all of that text on these Trello boards. So you can create a whole board for, onboarding, day one, however you want to do that, so that you don't always have to write the whole stuff. You can create the videos too, which is a great choice, but this is another thing you can do. And then lastly, I'll say about this Trello board is and I'll do a training on this, but you can do a customer follow-up. So if you're like me and you haven't landed on a follow-up system that you love, or if you haven't done a customer follow-up system because it just sounds like this big monster that you just can't handle right now, then do something like this Trello board. So for your customer follow-up, you can literally have, like my boards are like to be ordered. So I had a post about Vanilla Suede being amazing the other day, and a lot of people commented on it and said that they needed to order something. And so I kind of have the list there of like, oh, these people still need to be ordered. So I have a to be ordered, an ordered and a thank you needed, a pending delivery and tracking information, 1 week customer service, a postcard thank you, and then whether you do the 113 or the 221 or however you do your customer follow-up, then you could have words for those. And what's cool is I can take, like, Kim needs to be get something ordered. Once I order her stuff, I can drag and drop it over into the ordered and thank you box. And then I can drag it and drop it into pending delivery. And then I can add a due date on that. So it even tells me, 1 week customer service due date is coming up. So if you're looking for something super simple, if you don't want something on paper, if you don't want something big and bulky or scary and huge, and you just want to get it done, this is a really, really fantastic option. And you can add a lot of detail or just a little bit of information. So Trello.com is what I'm talking about there. Okay, so let's talk about, anybody have any questions? Does anybody have questions about that Facebook, the new information coming down about Facebook's changes?
What? I missed it. So what was it?
Okay, so it's a really big change, but I don't feel like it is huge for us because we have trained ourselves within the sensory culture to try to do things the correct way. So the basic happening is just to back up for a second. So Zuckerberg every year decides on like one big thing he's going to do. Like, I am always I'm going to learn Mandarin.
Hey, Candy, hold on 1 second. Somebody doesn't have their speaker muted, so I can't hear anything. Okay, so what now?
Okay. So he writes this letter every year, and he says something that he is going to commit to doing. And so it's Mandarin or reading a bunch of books or whatever. And so this year, everybody was kind of caught off guard because he said what he wanted to do was he wanted to make Facebook more social again. And so then what he did on the 11th is they put out and they said that they are going to essentially remove all of the news out of your news feed, all of the pages, notifications, all of that stuff is going to be stripped from your news feed. So your news feed is going to just be your people that you follow, so your friends and your family list, and it will also be anybody that, like any page that you had to go in there and click. You know how you can say see first or you can say default. So you have to kind of start training your people. You have to start training, if you have a business page, to click on the see first. What do you need? Okay, that's cool. I'm live and my husband, what? So proud of himself. Make a Scentsy one or a Firefly one and we'll be impressed. Okay. What? Okay. What is it? I don't know how to tell.
It's a belt buckle.
I know, but what is it? You made it from what?
It's our name. It's pewter.
It's made of pewter.
I cast it.
He like made his own like silicone mold, and then he used pewter to melt it down and created these things. And I don't know. He's showing me. He's
It's a belt buckle.
He just decided he was going to learn to do something one day. That's what he does, and then he just goes online, buys all the things, does all the things, and he decided the other day he was going to learn how to like do a Rubik's Cube really fast. And so like he's been over there for the last like couple weeks like going crazy on Rubik's Cube, and like last night he got it down to like 2 minutes like doing the whole Rubik's Cube. My husband does. Anyway, sorry guys. I told you that I didn't come in, right? Oh, this is going to happen. But anyway, they estimate that Facebook is going to lose about $23 billion from this because, right? Yeah. But what I think is that people are leaving Facebook in sort of droves for other platforms, and it's because Facebook has become a lot about the news that's coming there, the spam that comes in there, the clickbait that comes in, and all of the advertisements that have come in. And so they're hoping that this like brings people back, and then it makes people stop leaving, because if they stay at the same trajectory that they're at, I think that they foresee that Facebook's going to start going away. And they're already seeing it with millennials. They're already calling it the older people social media platform, and they want to bring it back to social. So what that means for us is that we need to do the same things that we've always been doing. We need to be sharing our journey, how we're using our products, share the positivity, share all that good stuff in our profiles. And, some of you have questions on how exactly do I do that? And some of you do it in different levels. And I think that there's not a black and white answer for the amount that you can do it. I think it does a lot of times it depends on your brand. It depends on your friends list. It depends on a bazillion different factors. And so you just have to feel out what works best for you. But I can say that you are going to want to have that VIP group, and you want to make sure that you teach people that they need to click on the see you first, or they're not going to get it in their feeds. On the Firefly page, or on Nomad, or your any of your directors' pages, you are going to want to make sure to put see first, or you're not going to see your stuff either. So that's the big change. And so why people freaked out about it is because you are literally seeing news sources that all of their income comes from these organic views of their stories, and that is literally going to just be shut off. And so it is a huge, huge deal. But for us, thankfully, it's not. And it's because we are doing things the right way. We're not doing, clickbait stuff or whatnot. It also means that paid advertising will do more for you now. So it's something that we will likely talk more about, and it's something that you can budget in and figure out what makes the most sense for you. I think that Facebook ads now are just going to be more effective because you don't have so much, white noise in the way. You don't have all of that clickbait and all that spam and all that other news. So we're going to have a lot more clarity. And so I think it can actually be really good for us versus bad. And hopefully if it brings more people back to Facebook and keeps them on Facebook, then that's good for us too, because that's where, and we want people to see our lives and our journeys and how we're using the product. And I feel like, especially, everybody that I see here are really good at that, really good at just sharing the journey and sharing your heart and transparencies and how you're using the product and the impact that it's making on not only your life, but other lives. And we just continue to do that. And I think the changes actually can be good for us versus bad for us. So that's what happened. I expected that that the board would want to oust, because they went public, want to oust Zuckerberg after he announced that he's going to cut $23 billion in income, but it hasn't happened yet. I'm sure he wrote that in somewhere. What else? Any questions on that?
Nope.
No? Okay. And then
Candy, I have a question. This is Whitney, by the way.
hi.
So I have a Facebook page, and you're talking about group. Is that we talked kind of about how when people buy from you, you can invite them to a more exclusive group. Is that what you're talking about, or?
Yeah. So we call them like our VIP groups. And so there's not a rule book on exactly how to do that, but I think it's a really good idea to make it really have this exclusivity to it. And so it can be anybody that's purchased from you gets in that group. They are the ones that first get notified of sales coming down the pike, or get all of the extra sort of information from you that is your best customers and you're kind of your go-to. And it's going to be really good for these VIP groups in the future as well with this change, because our business pages, I think it's still important to have business pages because we are going to need a static brochure that sits online, because we need to be where people already are, and that's on Facebook. They need to be able to go to that page and see that we exist, that we're legit, that we're real, that before they click and go deeper, before they click and they want to go to our VIP group, or they want to go to, join us, or they want to go to our website or whatnot. So I still think that that's absolutely necessary, but this is sort of gets them a little deeper. So it's the more intimate group, and most people have a very strict policy of no other consultants in their group. So it's just their customers. And just a little note, we still can't offer like personal specials in those VIP groups, but we can do some tricky things. So we can do, I haven't ever implemented this idea, but one thing that I thought of doing that would be fun is a quick postcard on Vistaprint. And I'm only telling you this, maybe it sparks some ideas for you guys, but a quick card on Vistaprint that's welcoming to the VIP page, and that gives them a list of codes. So maybe it's, I've talked to a couple of you, this is redundant for a couple of you, but codes might be, hey, anytime I say George Clooney, I'm making up stuff, George Clooney is in the building, or Elvis is in the building, it means that it's a free bar for any purchase today. Or anytime I say this, thing, it means that it's a free shipping day, or whatever it is, or it's, double the half off items just for today if you book, I don't know, whatever it is. So be kind of a fun, like, again, just you want to give it that exclusivity. You want to have a reason for people to come there versus going somewhere else. Like, why do they want to be there? What are you offering them that's different? People want to be entertained and they want to laugh. And so if you can make them laugh, if you can entertain them, if you can do fun, cool stuff like that, it will keep people in your VIP group and keep them engaged. The other thing that you can do is you can do the 3-month sample program. I know many of you have that program happening already. But what you do is you say, every time somebody orders from you, then they get 3 months of free samples. On that last month, if they haven't ordered, you send them a postcard. Hey, you haven't ordered in a couple months. If you need anything, let me know. I don't want you to lose out on getting your free samples for the next 3 months. If you place an order, you'll get 3 more months of free samples. And then if you do that, then maybe in your exclusive VIP group, you can do something funny again. Christina Steinbrook just posted something really fun, and she did some she had these funny silicone molds of little men with like hearts or something. And she did some sugar samples, and the little tags on them says, pour some sugar on me for Valentine's, like for her VIP Valentine's box. Like little things like that. Like, what if every month we had a themed shaped silicone mold? Maybe that was your deal. Maybe your deal is that every month you send a piece of, I remember Miriam talking one time that one of her other direct sale consultants sent a little lollipop for each one of her kids in every single one of their orders. What's your calling card? Figure out what that looks like, what that is, just to give that more of an exclusive feel. The other thing that I like to do is I like to do research by ordering myself a subscription box here or different things just to see what they do. So I recently ordered a Pip Sticks. If y'all know what that is, it's like a sticker subscription. Pip Sticks subscription to see what that came in. And it's so fun. Like, it's not worth it. So, I mean, I already turned it off. But it was really fun. Like, the packaging was really fun. It was really hilarious, like everything that they added, glittery paper this and like fun things inside all printed around it. And one thing that they did was cool that I want to implement now, and it's why I do this stuff, is that they just put one of those cheap little like tickets in. You get those big rolls of tickets, like they're like $6 or something on Amazon for like 500 of those tickets. And you can put one of those tickets and each one of your customers, whatever, their thank you cards or whatever it is. And then you can do a drawing in your VIP group every month for one of those tickets. Again, you're not telling them what you're giving away for free. You aren't doing anything that's out of compliance. But like, you better bet when you go live and you do the drawing of those tickets, like, you're going to have a big viewing party. And then you can capitalize on that by talking about like, okay, I'm going to do the drawing at the end of the video. But let's start at the beginning of the video by maybe you do like a mini Facebook party at that point or something. Maybe you do a mini Facebook party every week in your VIP group. Maybe your VIP group has their own mystery party every single week. So every single week, everybody that orders in your VIP group goes into a mystery party. I'm just making up stuff on the top of my head, but it can be one of those things that you sit down and you brainstorm, and you can have a Trello list or in the back of your notepad. And anytime you think of an idea or you hear somebody else doing an idea, or you look at another direct sales company and you see what they've done, then write that stuff down, and just journal it down so that whenever you're struggling to figure out what to do, you have these ideas that came to you when you were inspired that you can pull from when you are uninspired. So none of this has to do with booking parties, but I hope you're getting something from my 16 tangents so far. Did that answer your question in a really long-winded way, Whitney?
Yes, it did. Thank you so much.
No, I'm not online anymore. Okay, so any more questions about that? So we get to see the product, the news catalog on Friday. Are y'all pumped about that? Did y'all see that?
Yes.
I cannot wait.
So Brenda over in New Zealand, they're going to get to see what their autumn and winter catalog looks like. So it's always fun to see how Scentsy is able to get products as close as possible to each other. They've done a lot better of a job over the last couple of years, Brenda, I would say, of making sure that we have a lot of the same stuff so it's not so far apart, which is helpful. But it's really fun just to see how they have to like change the wording up and whatnot. So they're going to be going into their winter season. How's the temperatures there right now, Brenda? Still hot?
Yeah, I just checked and it was 27 degrees Celsius.
What is 27? What is 27 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
The answer is
80 degrees. That's not too bad, not too shabby. What is it where y'all are at? It's been like 20 degrees. Do what?
It's been quite hot for us.
Yeah. I can do 80. It gets 100 here regularly. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but a lot of Celsius numbers. Okay, I'm going to pull up this idea. So, so I think that many of you have been around for the "What did the hostess pay?" Post. Oh, it's still on here. Let me see. I sent myself a message and I'm trying to just get it, but I might have to read it off of here. Okay, so booking parties. I'm going to save the longer one for the last. And while I was holding Scarlett, I was just jotting down some ideas. So let's talk about the easy ones first. And everybody that is on this call entered into a drawing to win something. And if you tell us an idea of something for booking, then you will get an extra entry. So I'm just going to throw out some ideas at you. So one, on booking parties, ask with purpose. So what I mean by that is figure out who needs the party, or figure out if somebody loves a product and you can go direct to them, like figure out that unique thing that makes it to where you want to ask them to have a party. Instead of posting and hoping somebody comes to you, go directly to them. So it might look like something like, hey Kim, I know you were looking at, you've been looking at those diffusers for a long time. This month, if you host, you can actually get one for half off with only $200 in sales. And I try to keep out all the lingo as much as possible when I'm talking about booking parties. So when I'm saying booking parties, I only say that to you guys. When I say booking parties to other people, I say, let's bundle a few orders together, or when you gather $200 in orders up, or when we can get about 5 orders for about $50 together. So I always try to use different terminology that's not lingo. Lingo, people aren't ever going to tell you they don't know what it means, because you're so confident that they should know that they would feel stupid otherwise. And then it just sounds scary and daunting, and they don't really know what they're saying yes to. And so you'll get no's. So try to not use the lingo. And then I watched this really cool TED Talk that I'll be sharing soon about this fear of rejection. And one thing that this guy learned was that what you could do, find your faces again, I can talk to you. Faces keep going away, friends. Okay, there you are. Sorry. One thing that you can do is when people tell you no, simply ask them why. A lot of times when you ask them why, you're going to find out really interesting things. You're going to find out something like an objection that is just incorrect information. Like, no, because I can't host at my house right now because we're renovating. Oh, well, we can do it on Facebook. I thought you knew that. No, people don't know all of the things that we told them. All of those things that we post are not their knowledge, part of their knowledge base. So we always have to remember that and take it back down on elementary direct sales level with them, and not assume that they know anything. When you ask them why, they might say, I'm just not interested. I just don't do that kind of thing. But you know what? My friend Laura does. Or, you know what? I'm just not interested. But I remember my friend, my neighbor was saying that they needed a Sensi consultant. So a lot of times you'll get referrals out of asking that simple question of why. So try to get in the habit of doing that. And it doesn't have to be like a why not? It's more of just like, hey, can I ask you why? Like, it's just like you're just wanting to know, and they'll be happy to answer that question for you. And you are going to find out a lot of information whenever you ask that. And rarely it's going to be like, because I don't like you and I don't want to host a party for you. You're going to get some good intel there. Let's see. Another one is, that's what I'm talking about later, in conversations. So typically how I book parties is just an everyday conversation. So I make it a lifestyle. So instead of having to go on big booking blitzes or doing this big grant, like, okay, I've got to book some parties today. What I do is when people are placing orders or whatnot, I simply say, hey, if you have another friend or two that want to go in with you, this order is already 100. If we get 200, then you get $20 in free. I can get you free shipping, and I can get you a couple half off items that you can give to your other 2 friends. Who doesn't say no to that? You have to figure out how to position things in a way that makes it easy to say yes. Women love to justify when we get a good sale, right? We all like to say, well, I didn't need 10 of those things, but they were half off. And I saved $500 by doing that. And so you want to be able to give them those tools, right? You want to be able to give them that information ahead of time. So it just makes it super easy for them. So just do it in conversations with people. I did that just the other day. Was it yesterday? Just yesterday. And it was just and if you're not feeling comfortable about doing that, it can literally just be a, hey, P.S. I did that just whenever I said yesterday, I think she wanted to order something, small something, and it was just, oh, hey, P.S. It's double half off rewards this month. So if you have a couple of friends that you think might want something too, let me know and I can get this shipped to you for free and get you $20 in free stuff. It's like, I mean, why not? Who can't call 2 people and, grab a couple of orders? And you can even tell them like, hey, if you do that, then you can get $20 of free stuff and free shipping. And you know what? I'll throw in something half off, extra for each one of your friends too for doing it. And that's all part of the reward. So use those rewards to your advantage. Another thing that you can do, this is one that might be a little bit more long-term. Like you're not going to be able to book the party tomorrow on it, but you can do, you can go in connection or, you can work with a small business or a salon or something like that. And a couple things you can do. One is you can ask them if you can put a warmer at their salon for a week or 2, and you'll provide the free wax for them to warm every day. And you leave a master catalog there, and you leave a drawing box there. And anybody that puts their name into the entry, then they're entered to win something, whatever it is that you want to get away. But the point is that all of those names that come from the drawing box, those become your potential people that you host with. So you can call and say, oh my gosh, you didn't win the big prize, but you did win my second prize. And that is that if you bundle $200 worth of orders, then I will give you a free whatever it is that you want to do. Maybe they're local and they are going to be local. So maybe it's a 6-pack of bars that you already have in stock, or maybe it's a specialty, bath bomb. People do anything for those bath bombs. Do the bath bombs. It only cost you $4 probably, or free. So that is a really good incentive, or a pack of bombs or whatnot. So I love that strategy. Whenever I first moved from Korea to Texas and had to start like my business all over, my customer base all over, that was a really great strategy because it also gets customers that are in your vicinity. So I picked a salon it was a tanning salon that was right there next to like my house. And so anybody that was there, people choose their tanning salon based on their proximity usually. And so I know that anybody that puts their name in that drawing box is probably lives in my same circle. And that way, whenever I talk to them and they say, oh, well, I do need this or whatnot, or even if they say no to hosting, then I can say, oh, well, by the way, I have a Scentsy market set up in my house. So if you ever need any Scentsy, or if you ever need any gifts or whatever, just give me a call. I have a drive-through service. So I always say I have drive-through service. So if somebody says that they want something, I'm like, literally, just drive through the front of the house, and call me and I'll bring out your order. Or call me and I'll bring out a box of scents that I picked out specially for you, and you can drive through your car if you've got your kids with you. Drive through Scentsy. So, and those little kind of things, guys, are sort of it's sort of like a marketing 101. Like if you ever saw, one of my favorite things is on Mad Men. I'm digressing again, but on Mad Men, they were trying to figure out how to market cigars, and they, trying to think of all these big grand ideas and what's different. And, you always hear, what's the unique value proposition? What's the UVP? What makes it different? And so they're brainstorming and they're talking about it. And so the Mad Men guy, whatever his name is, he's like, okay, well, tell me about these. Like, tell me how they're made or whatever. And they're like, well, we do this and then we hand roll them and we do this. And he was like, wait, that. And they're like, but everybody hand rolls that. But not everybody positions their marketing around that, right? Not everybody positions their marketing around this one thing that everybody else does. It's like our cigars, we hand roll them and, with the best tobacco in the world. And that sounds sexy. And that's the selling the sizzle instead of the steak, right? You're selling something that solves a problem or that has that emotional connection to. And so that's what we have to do. And if it's something like you're going to position your whole brand about, I have drive-through service, do that. Or if it's all about, connecting it with your health and exercise and wellness, like do that. There's so much opportunity with this, and we all have such a unique spin to put on our individual businesses. So I think more than anything, that's what I always hope to see, is that we all just are able to put our own stamp on this business. Like we freaking get to own our own business. I know we say that and it sounds cliche, but dang, this is fun. This is fun, y'all. I was talking to my husband, we were all dreaming at dinner tonight about Cooper was asking, did we win the Powerball? The lottery. We're like, no, honey, we didn't win the Powerball. You'd know if we won the Powerball. So we had this whole conversation over dinner, like, what would we do? And Owen was like, we would do this, and we would do this, and Daddy wouldn't go to work another day. Mom would probably still keep doing Cincy. And I was like, I probably would. You might think that's silly, but it's like, I probably would. Like, I might make somebody else do all my mailings and go to the post office. I might make other people do other stuff I don't like to do. But like, we've got such a cool thing here. So, sorry about another digress. Have a script. So it's 100% more likely that you are going to have a conversation about somebody hosting, or even somebody recruiting somebody in the store or whatever. If you already have that elevator speech, if you already have your speech ready to go in your back pocket, you know what you're going to say, you're prepared with samples, if that's what we're talking about, or you just have prepared. So you have your toolkit ready. So you want to make sure that you have a script. And maybe if you're doing it via Facebook, like that's going to be pretty easy because you're just messaging it. Or maybe if you're doing it on the phone or whatnot, you have that script ready. Maybe you're doing it through audio message. People love those audio message, or do a voice and video message. And it's so fun. Like Snapchat, you have those filters that make it so easy. Like you can look craptastic and still like put some bunny ears on and like long eyelashes and you look cute, right? We could do those all day, so we don't have an excuse anymore. Let's see, another is build the belief. So one of the number one reasons people say no is that they don't think anybody will come to the party, right? And so if you say something like, hey, I already have 4 orders in this party, does anybody want to gather a few more and host this or whatnot? If it's in your VIP group, maybe they know the lingo, but say something like that. Maybe you have 4 orders that are about to come in from different places. And you can say that, you can tag those on to their party. If I ever have any like extra orders during a party, I always throw them on a party, because why wouldn't we want our host to be super stoked? Why wouldn't we want them to have an extra an extra order added onto their party that they had no idea about? That just like puts the idea in their mind to be a future consultant too. And really, it doesn't give me a whole lot of extra. It doesn't make me lose anything. So I always try to do that. So building their belief, taking away the idea that you won't have any sales by already telling them they already have 4, helps people to say yes. I also always do that strategy of saying, hey, I just had a VIP date open up that like my customer had to move it or whatnot, and I wanted to offer it to you first before I put it out there, because it is a VIP date and people, it's a really good date. Do you want it? Do you want to snag it? Do you want to swoop it up? And that's a really good strategy too. Or you can say, hey, I already have this whole party set up. Like it's already all the way done, but she had to move it. Like, would you like to have it? Like it's already all done. All you got to do is invite the people. Well, that's all they had to do in the first place, but they don't know it. They just think you took all the work away, right? It takes away their objection off of the table before you even start. Okay, we talked about this a minute, but creating the desire, selling the sizzle versus the steak. So having them do a wish list, or going through things that they said that they couldn't buy before, and using that as a way to look. And then for the 5 things that people host for, I know I'm really talking really fast, but I'm trying to cram this all in here. Number 1 is budget. So they either like to coupon, they are on a budget and they need to get stuff for free and half off, or they just really like to get stuff for free and half off. 2 is friendship. Maybe they do it because they want to help a friend out, or maybe they do it because all their other friends are at the party or whatnot, but friendship connection. Number 3 is a reveal. Maybe they want to have a party at their house because they want to show something off. Maybe they want to show off a specific space. Maybe that's a way that you can go get somebody to book. Maybe somebody just did a new renovation on something in their house, and you can say, hey, let's go live together, and I'll have my live space and you'll have your live space, and we can show them your renovation project in the background, and we'll ask them which 2 warmers that they think should go best or something live. So you can use like their renovation, if you see something like that happening, as a way to book a party. We can just think outside the box and use lots of ideas. And number 4 is for social reasons. Number 5 is community. So sort of again that idea of that connection. Okay, last one that I want to cram in here is my number 1 favorite way to book parties that you all probably know because you've been with us for a while, is the how much did they pay idea. I am going to post about that after the party with some graphics and whatnot. But basically you say, I'm going to go to the post. So you post a real photo of product, and you say guess how much the customer paid. And then something like, best guess without going over or without going under will be so lucky, wink, wink, whatever. So what I do, okay, so I say, let's play a game. This is the example. This is $458 worth of Scentsy. How much did the hostess pay for all of it with an easy Facebook party? The closest without going under, this is key, guys, will be oh so happy they guessed. Hashtag are you feeling lucky? Note here, because you aren't actually saying that there's a prize, then it's not against compliance. And 2, if you use, and it gave you like the results. Never mind on number 2. That's just telling you how much it's actually worth. Number 2, the second thing we do is you let those answers flow in. You hold on answering them for at least 8 hours to get as many responses as possible, as they are going to be your bank of hostesses. Okay, they are going to be your leads. So you want to hold off for a good 8 hours. So if you're going to post this, then maybe you post it either in the morning and let that go through the night, or maybe you post it in the evening time, like maybe right before people let off work, because people start getting on Facebook at work around 4. And so you see that traffic rise at 4. And then at 8 is another peak that you see. And then in the morning, right when people wake up, is another peak. So if you do it kind of around that 4 p.m. and then answer like later that next morning, you could do something like that. And that's going to give you a lot of responses. So again, you have to like strategically plan these things out and not just post when, when the wind comes. Okay. So the number 3 is you get those hostesses. Once the responses have died down and you are ready to divulge the answer, then you message everyone that didn't win and say something like, hi, Holly, how are you? I was pulling for you to win, but you weren't the closest on the hostess to your game. Darn. The answer was only $200. The answer, pretty great, right? Was thinking that it'd be really fun to do a 1-hour Facebook party together to earn you some free product like this. You just invite your friends, I do the party work, and you get all the free and half off Scentsy. I have an extra set of 6 bars with your name on them. If you have an extra hour this month or next to party in your PJs. What do you think? Interested? Something really simple like that, and see what happens. This is my number 1 way to book. And I know many of you that have done this, you will get a lot of bookings off of this. If anybody has done this and got a lot of bookings, feel free to chime in and let people know that it really does work.
Chiming in, it was wicked awesome.
Aww.
I snuck on in. So that's last October when I went live and chatted about how I had so many freaking live parties. Like that's when I had, 8 parties in 2 weeks. It was from that. I only play that once, maybe twice a year. And
Yeah.
I knew the previous year it had been so successful. And last year I got 8 parties booked and a couple not right nows and a lot of silence, crickets. So success.
I was gonna ask, how do you do it more than once? Because I've only done it once.
Yeah, not often.
So yeah, don't do it very often. People know the deal, and you don't want to burn people out. And it's kind of one of those special things. Like if you always have the 10-bar special, then it's not a special anymore. So you want to just do them. I only do it about 2 times a year too. And I think what you're asking though is like people will know the answer. So you use a different photo and a different amount. That's another thing that I want to share is that I have done where I have literally set up things. So, and I worded it so I wasn't like this hostess. So I wasn't like lying, but like for example, like, you know, these are some of our best-selling warmers and stuff. So I might like set those up and make it look really big and bulky and like figure out like, ooh, I want to get a diffuser in there because I want to talk about that. And I want to get this warmer in there because it's our #1 seller right now. I want to get a bring back my bar set in there because of that. I want to definitely get some bombs in there. So, you know, if you have stuff on stock, you can actually set this up and then you can figure out what the amount is. And then you can actually go in there and you can even use your workstation to help you figure out what those rewards might look like. And then you can play the game with yourself. You don't even have to have a party. I have probably 6 or 7 images that that y'all can use, but a lot of you, especially Arizona ladies, have a lot of the same circle. And so if you're all using the same photo, then your friends are going to catch wind and they're going to know the answer and try to win all the things.
They'll smell what we're warming. They'll understand.
Yes. And so if you do this idea of whatever you kind of have in stock and like pulling it together, that's kind of good. And, you know, just visually, I like to like get the box out of whatever the warmer is and then putting the warmer on top of the box. I mean, it just makes it look big. You want it to look big. You want to take bath bombs out of the box and set it on there to display it. You want to like make it all look cute. You want to merchandise it, right? If we were just to walk into a cute boutique store, they would have that merchandise and look really fancy. And so merchandise that. And if you have a live background that people like recognize you for, do that in that live background space. So that's what I do there. Hi again, Ariel. It's been forever. I can't wait to chat with you tomorrow.
Yay.
Okay, let's see. Where's the stuff? I lost my stuff. Okay, I'm going back to reading that. So there's a couple of notes on what I just read. I said on there that I was incentivizing with a 6-pack of bars, but you can incentivize with anything that you want. One thing that I learned early on is people respond almost the same to a 3-pack of bars as they do a warmer and a 6-pack of bars. I've tested it, and it's about the same. And so if you just have a 3-pack of bars or if you just have a bath bomb or whatever, actually the smaller things are almost even better because they don't feel like you're pulling the rug over their eyes, like you're giving them something like it can be too much. It can make it sound like it's too big, good to be true. So remember, you are a businesswoman. You are in business. And so you want to make sure that it makes sense for your bottom line, that you've gotten that product for free, and that, you know, if they have a $500 party, how much does that give you? You know, if that gives you $150 in commission, then do you want to give 25% of that in product, right? So just figure that out, what makes the most sense business-wise, and what you have on hand already. Okay.
Brenda had a question real quick about what you gift them, whether like if it's something you have on hand or you buy something. To me, that depends on if they're in town or not. If they're in town, I'm just going to give them something from my stock. But if they have a successful party, then I will use the perpetual for that gift to them for having a party. And I always word it that when you host a qualifying party, so they're going to get to that minimum anyway. So if they're local, then I I just give them stuff from my stock because I've got decent stuff, right? If not, I will just give them perpetual and oopsies, pay the difference.
Yep. Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to say is that if you have no stock, if you're brand new, if you are broke, like whatever that, I mean, we've all been in all of those situations, then you can just use that incentive of the 50% off item and not even pay the other half. I mean, that's why Scentsy gives us that perpetual party reward. The perpetual party reward is to incentivize people to host a party. So you can just use that as well.
Well, when I first started, I did the picture thing, and what I gave is what I got from starting out. So, like, I gave a buddy clip.
Oh, fun. Awesome.
I'm really like badly addicted to Scentsy in like the best way. So all of my stock is like stuff for me. I don't like giving it away.
Yeah.
True.
If I ever, so I have, I don't know, probably 100 opened bars around the house and in a big like tub, but I guarantee today I wanted some new wax. And so instead of the 100 bars, I went there. I'm like, no, I need new, all new, only new. I have a problem too, I understand. Scentsy AA. It's a thing. Maybe you'll call that
why I sell it.
Maybe you call your VIP group. We're talking about unique value propositions. Maybe it's a Scentsy AA group. Okay. That'd be funny. And then everything could be themed around that. Like whenever you announce, like whenever you do like a customer of the week, or if you're announcing new members to your VIP group, then they have to like announce themselves as, hi, my name is Sarah and I am a Scentsy addict. Or I'm a washer whiffs addict. That'd be funny. Somebody do that. Okay.
I can't even hear you talk about washer whiffs with Ariel on here. Literally every time with her with her video.
So I don't remember if I've got to figure out a way to download and save at least that portion of it. But that's last January when, oh gosh, I think it was near the end of the month. And I was doing a live video for my VIPs. And I was near the end. It was really exciting. I was talking about the washer whiffs, and I had the whole tub. It was brand new. And I was turning it. So I was like, yeah, you know, it's Epsom salt and fragrance. And I was turning it, and it just like fell. It dumped all over the floor because I had opened it to show what they were. And it dumped all over the floor. And I was like, that was it. That was, I was tears. And I was like, Donnie, I need your help. So he got the little Melissa and Doug kids set of the broom and dustpan and was like helping me clean up. And I think we did a guessing game, like how long will it take to clean up? And, you know, I incorporated that into the live, but like I had tears streaming down my face, and just thinking about it is really funny. So I got to figure out a way to save that and like add it to my bloopers.
That would be funny.
So washer whiffs.
It's funny because, you know, we're all addicted on Facebook to just the highlight reel and all of the perfect. So whenever you see stuff that go wrong like that, like that's what people are literally attracted to now. So if you are a hot mess, then you are in luck. It's a good time to have your own brand.
If anyone's ever my lives with my children.
As Reese comes up with a bath bomb.
That was awesome.
Oh.
I haven't had anything too funny happen. I've had Cooper do a sniff session with me before, and he smelt one and like went on and on how it was the worst thing he's ever smelled in his life. That's why we have 94 cents. You're not gonna like all of them. By the way,
he heard me like smelling the Bring Back My Bars, and some of them I think are disgusting.
Like Twilight, why does that get?
That's the one that is like gag.
Well,
and Simply Rose. I don't do floral. And so now every time she smells them, she goes, "Oh, that stinks." I'm like, "No, stop."
Scarlett, I like laughed at her really big because she made like a genuine awful face at one, and she's just like brand new too. And so because I made this like grandiose like display of laughing at her, now she thinks it's hilarious. So now every time she smells one, that's what she does. I'm like, no. Stop being a good Cincy assistant. Okay, let me read this real quick, and then if anybody has any other ideas. Hey, Ariel, do you remember Samantha Val from a long time ago?
Yes.
She was, Humphreys. She is chatting with me right now about coming back.
Yay! Oh gosh, she was a superstar consultant, and then they PCS'd, right? And then she was just.
She had stuff, lots of
Life.
Yes. But
Yep.
God, she was amazing. And just one of
Yay!
life into our whole group, and just
Mhm.
just motivated and amazing and awesome. And I'm excited to bring her back into the group.
So cool. Isn't she still on the page?
I think, yeah, she is.
I saw her comment a couple months ago, and I was like, wait a minute.
It's funny. It's one of the reasons I don't give people the boot when
I wish I'd realized that.
Oh, why?
Because there's a lot of people I probably wouldn't have kicked off. Like, maybe they'll come back. Too late.
Well, I'm not.
I can't just add them.
But people will still see our posts, or maybe if they're interested, they'll kind of come over and peek and see what's going on. So anyway, I don't give people the boot for that reason. Okay, so the next thing that you would do is then you would congratulate your winner. So you comment on the post and after you message everybody else, you let everyone know that the guessing is closed and that this person got the closest. Don't mention that they won anything. You're going to private message your winner and tell her what she's won and let her know that you'll double her prize if she hosts a party. So you can do something like that too. You can also offer her the incentive, or do something to see if she wants to make it even smoother. So that is what you can do on that guy. And like I said, I will post some photos and all of these exact directions that you can use after we get off here. But if you want to make one of your own, you can do that too. And Brenda, you probably have seen it, but I even did one for New Zealand. So I made up a thing with products that New Zealand had, and did all of the pricing in New Zealand dollars. So if you haven't used that one, I do have one already made for that too. So I will share that. But if you have a real life one, and it's always a good habit to have your hostesses, if they're getting the products themselves, to take a photo of it, or if you get their product in, to take a photo of it. And so you kind of have all of those sort of in your back pocket, because it's something you can also do in VIP groups. And maybe it's not a big hosting deal, but it's like just a little game here and there that you can kind of disperse in there that people like to see. Or it's just a matter of saying, hey, look at what Sarah got, $400 of stuff for $47 by hosting a party. Yay, Sarah, kind of thing. So all of those are kind of good to have in your pocket anyway. All right. Does anybody else have any other booking ideas?
I like to use the perpetual if it's not one coming off of another party. Like if I'm just talking to someone about hosting, I can always throw in that extra half price item.
So how does that, so give me an example of how that works. What you mean?
Like my sister-in-law, she just hosted her third party for me in 6 months. And, I told her, hey, I'll send you samples, blah, blah, blah. And she was doing a basket party for me. So it was no work for me. But I told her, I was like, you're at the second tier. I was like, if you can get one more person to order, you can get another half price item. Or Tony, my husband's brother, he is addicted. And so I'll tell him, hey, if you do a party with the guys at your work, then I can give you an extra half price item on top of everything.
Okay. Who else has an idea that's worked well for them?
I like branching off and getting a party booked from pouch parties. Well, through a pouch party, but basically I will set up like a talk and a chat with one of my customers that wants to smell everything, and I will bring the pouch along with me, and that's what they use. And then I'll be like, you know what? Do you want to earn some free and half off Scentsy from this? Because I know your order, you already have like all of this ready that you're going to get. We could get it free and half off if you just want to take this for the week, and then it's like a super easy transition to just hand that off and then get it back the week after.
Awesome. I love it. Right. Who else? Who has if you think about if you've hosted a party, what did that consultant do? And even if you don't feel like it's totally relatable, we can make it relatable. Did they message you direct? Did you answer a call? Did you just need something and you contacted them? What happened to make you want to host?
Mine was a terrible consultant. So
Well, what made you want to host? Did you ask them to host? Did they ask you?
I asked her
Okay.
because I needed to buy a lot of Scentsy for myself.
Okay.
It was a year ago, actually, this month, because I did double hostess.
Well, brainstorming wise, like we can use that. So brainstorming wise, maybe you do a post that said, that's maybe a funny post. Maybe you have a graphic and maybe it's you holding a whole bunch of stuff, or maybe it's you and you have graphics overlaid of like, I need new kitchen cleaner. I need new odor out for my kids' shoes. I need washer whiffs for this teenager. And I need, a new warmer for this new renovated bathroom, whatever it is. But I don't have all that money. What do I do? Host a party. So kind of just giving them a tangible way. So you're sort of helping them realize that they even have that question or that need in the first place. Why, yes, I do want all of that stuff. And, I can host versus do you want to host? Because sometimes that is like turns people off right away. So kind of flipping that a little bit and saying, that's the same idea as the how much do they pay kind. So, yep. Okay, cool. Anybody else? No.
Ooh, I have a random one.
Yes, please.
It's more of like an incentive kind of thing, but I've done it a couple times where I'll take a fake picture of a calendar and I will circle 3 or 4 dates, and I'm like, these are my last dates for this month. Anybody who books will get a special thing from me, PM me to snag one of these last ones. And as much as it doesn't it's not me asking them directly, but it does create a sense of urgency, and they want that extra thing, but they have no idea what it is. So it's a nice little extra way to get their attention.
Cool. I love that. It'd be fun. What'd be fun to do with that too is if for any of you that do the VIP or the subscription boxes, you could say, maybe anybody in that books, I don't know, the next 3 people that book or whatever it is, maybe you get a free subscription box, or you can use your subscription boxes. So you're already creating those anyway. Maybe that's your incentive, is that they get the first subscription box for free. That'd be kind of fun. And it also reminds.
I was trying to hit the microphone, but I kept hit tap and sorry, technical difficulties. I really dig that idea because my subscription level is only a couple right now. It's a handful, which is it's fine. But that's a really good way to build it up. Yeah, okay. Sorry, complete sentences are not happening. But yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's one of those things that that's why it's good I'm loving the Zoom. It's just because those little things that may not be a complete thought can trigger something that can be really I'm just saying just use subscription boxes, and it's and then that can turn into something really cool. So I'm sure you'll do something fun with that.
Can I ask something really random? This is completely off topic.
I love off topic.
So why does everybody get their scent and warmer of the month before me? I'm over here like, I just need it.
Dude, it's from where it's shipped. So like the warehouses that are closer to like Kentucky and Texas, they're like it's whoever's closer to the warehouse. So
They have it like today, and I'm like,
I know. And Canada, they get theirs faster too.
dang
Don't know
it.
why.
Mine's not coming till Friday.
I need to
Canadian
move.
shipped faster. Yeah, I always get mine about 3 days after the first person in the U.S. gets theirs. I'm like, come on.
But dudes, I just want you to put perspective. In Korea, we got it about the last day of the month or maybe 2 or 3 days after. So
Yep. And then I was gonna say, and Brenda, nobody could gripe because they don't have scent of the month, warmer of the month in region 3 yet.
What?
I know.
It's really
It's
sad.
It's a matter of just getting that product to them fast enough and through the border fast enough to be able to get it into their hands enough time.
We still don't have bath bombs.
Do what?
We still don't have bath bombs.
I know. Oh,
That's sad.
it's
so
the
sad.
It's the problem is the things that we don't think about is like all of the legals and like stuff that they have to go through on like the products, especially going into New Zealand.
Yeah, we don't have room spray either.
Yeah, and that one that may not ever happen because y'all have a rule about aerosols.
Yeah, and I'm sure they would sell really well.
Yeah, and so New Zealand's really green country as far as like things being natural and aerosols and stuff, and so they don't have room sprays there, and that's why it takes a little longer for something like this, is because like every single ingredient in that bath bomb like has to be like evaluated and it has to go through, so there's a lot of stuff on the back end that they have to do, but that's why I don't have them. So we're not grappling about sit and warm of the month, Brenda.
Oh no, we're not. Oh, no, we're not. So something else I wanted to tell people, because Fallon learned this today. Region 3 and I think 2 as well. They have to have these seals on all of their bars to go through customs because all of the wax is poured at home office. Mm-hmm. I could have just asked Brenda, but I made my husband get off his ass on the couch to go. I'm sorry, but but they have to have these seals too to get through customs, and so like we're not.
I would love seals in Texas and Arizona.
Gosh, right?
I know.
Yeah.
Can we get those for the summer months?
Petition.
Yeah, we want that. See, y'all have something we don't, Brenda.
We're all excited about seals.
Come on, why don't we have seals? That's so fair.
No, it's terrible because when you take them somewhere, all the people want to smell and they rip the seal off.
Oh.
It's not so good.
It's true.
So that was fun to talk about for a second.
We got nothing.
That's a good one.
I didn't bring a drink in here and I was talking a whole bunch. One other that made me think of is there's a lot of those little games that you can put. So, like pop a balloon or choose a Valentine's Day heart or whatever, so there's those games too. And there's a whole album of those kind of Facebook interactive games on our team page that has a whole bunch of those in there. I don't know if there's any Valentine's specific ones, but there's a bunch in there.
This is off topic, but since you mentioned Valentine's Day, I have to chime in.
Yeah.
Does anyone watch Parks and Rec?
Mm-hmm.
No? No one? Well, on one of the episodes, she has Galentine's Day for all of her friends. And next Saturday, I'm doing a Galentine's Day Scentsy party.
What is that? It sounds awesome, but I don't know what that is.
So on the show, she does it the day before Valentine's Day, and it's like a brunch with all of her girlfriends, and they just hang out and call it Galentine's Day instead of Valentine's Day.
Did you go to the dollar spot and get all the Target stuff for Galentine's Day?
I did, yes. I did.
Okay, yeah, because I was about to say that is what I've stocked up on for my game night.
I am so excited.
It's going to be amazing.
Reese has been back here drawing pictures for everyone. as you talk. She's like, this one's for the teacher lady, and this one's for her.
Hi, Reese.
So cute.
Done now.
I missed you this week, Reese.
Lady, that's too cute.
Oh, speaking of Valentine's, if any of you have, like, you intended to do something with your VIP group for the new year, or you intended for Christmas or whatever, and it just didn't work out, just didn't happen, Valentine's Day is a really fun, good time to do something, like do something special. So if you want to do, a Vistaprint card, if you want to do a specific incentive, if you want to send Valentine's Day cards out to like all your VIP people, if you want to send them a love note, whatever, like some of those are kind of fun. And my sort of personal brand tag that's now Scentsy brand is like the Scent with Love. So you could do that, if you sent something to them, it could be like a Scent with Love, Sabrina, whatever. So just something to think about if you're wanting to kind of have that connection with your VIP group. It would be a good time to do it right before we have that new catalog launch too. So it doesn't have to even sell anything. Like you could literally just do, it'd be fun to do those like super cheesy, like kindergarten little Valentine's cards. You know what I'm talking about?
I literally bought some of those.
Really?
Yeah. Some stupid nerdy ones.
That would be so stinking fun. You can even put like a sticker, like one of the Scent of the Month stickers on the back of it or something.
Who are you sending them to, Fallon? Just like your top 50? Or something?
Yeah, anybody, or my top 50 people that have ordered with me, like recently, like my 50 most recent purchases. Those are who's going to get it.
Cool.
And I'll probably get maybe a coupon. I'm debating it.
Ooh, I love that.
What about a coupon for when the new catalog?
Yes, I stagger it for when the new catalog starts, so that they can only redeem it in March. Because I need that boost.
Yeah, I love that. And you can even do a tier. So I've done the coupons like that. That's like 2 coupons. So it's a coupon if you buy and a coupon if you host. So if you host, you get the free 6-pack or whatever it is that you want to do, or if you buy, then you get whatever it is off. But I love that. I love this idea of Valentine's cards. That's fun, guys.
Fun.
And I mean, not too expensive, because the Valentine cards themselves, like if you go to the little cheap ones, are super cheap. And then, you're just getting I don't know if you can get away with a postcard stamp. You have to probably put a full stamp on it.
You probably would, and you have to make sure they're big enough to even send, though, right? What's the minimum size for mail?
I have sent before, but I just hate the post office sometimes because of that stuff. But those, I was imagining those little ones, because I've sent the cards that are like this before. They're like the really cute tiny ones, and they go through the mail. But I don't know if I would have to, I would want to check with them before I did that again, because that's been years since I did.
You could always just put it in a big envelope.
Yeah. Or if you just do the postcard, you can make one of your own, like on you can make one on Vista and have Vista print it, or if you want to go cheaper and faster, then you can make something on Canva or PicMonkey, and then you can print it off like you're printing photos, like a Walgreens or whatever, and that makes them about like 27 cents or so each. And then you can print them on like matte paper, so it doesn't look like a photo, and then it would just take a postcard stamp. So then it would just cost like 60, 70 cents a piece to send, which isn't too bad.
Postcard stamps are like 39 cents or something.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean with the total? and following. Okay, just catching up here.
Mute. I have to put myself on mute now.
I mean, our hotel room for Vegas is going to be nothing but like hardcore laughs the whole weekend.
Oh yeah. Well, Dallas is going to be happening too. in New Zealand, and let's see where everybody else is going.
We'll just get some washer whiffs for Ariel and let her go.
Oh,
Sabrina, we still need to talk.
Ariel, you're gonna have to find a new partner to sing the Little Mermaid song with. Our epic.
Oh no, I'm remembering. I'm just wondering who I'm gonna pick.
Laundry room. It was pretty amazing.
It was something.
I mean, I know all the Little Mermaid songs, but I really suck at singing.
Feelings, because you can sing and you're just insinuating that I cannot. Which I can't, but I mean.
Oh.
I sounded really good with Ariel also singing a little louder. There's the laundry room, so the acoustics are good.
Well, also wasn't there wine involved or beer or
There was a lot of delirium, a lot of no sleep.
So tired. So tired.
I'm not drinking in Vegas.
You probably shouldn't.
We had a girls' night on Saturday at my house, and I'm too old to drink anymore.
One time a year, one and done. Hey, I have to tell y'all something. So Whitney, she's still on. She's muted. You can't see her beautiful face, but she just started, I don't know, 7 days ago or something? 8 days, 15, 13, 12 days, something like that a day ago. She just closed her first party out at almost $1,000.
So she's almost got her pay raise.
And besides that, she booked 3 parties for January, and she recruited. And she has
Holy moly.
And she's gone live like 6 times. And her new recruit, she's already had.
Whitney, show your face.
No, Whitney's here's your face. She's a 3-month-old. So.
Oh.
Kids, and today is her littlest, her baby, 3-month birthday. So
exciting.
Probably momming, but anyway.
Congratulations! That's amazing.
I am so stinking stoked. And her new recruit is a college student, and already has entered in our like camera incentive. So she's already like posted and out there.
Yes.
And so, love it. So excited. And she's already asking, like, where's the recruiting videos to like become that recruiter. So I am stoked for her. We're going to have a new leader join the ranks soon.
Woohoo!
Mark my words. Mark my words. All right. What else, guys? I hope that was helpful. I hope you got something tangible out of booking parties that you can use for yourself or that you can take back to your teams. One thing that I heard on the surveys is that some people can't watch these lives or these playbacks and like sort of a synopsis of what we're talked about. So I'm going to try to do that. And I'm going to also try to get these uploaded to YouTube so that we have that link that we can easily share and post and whatnot with each other. And so I will do those things. And then I will also post that what did the hostess pay for you. And then I will do a drawing for somebody that was on here, and you'll get something special in the mail. Okay. I think that's all. Anything else?
Thanks.
I don't know why. Okay. All right. Love y'all. Bye.
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 Bye.